Good evening. I'm glad to have you on the maiden edition of the program Kaduna Electric Watch. We shall every week, through this platform, showcase the activities of your number one electricity distribution company, Kaduna Electric. We shall also take you on every step of the operations, the challenges facing the company, as well as efforts being made by Kaduna Electric to improve service delivery across its franchise states. These states include Kebbi, Zamfara, Sokoto, and Kaduna. I am Hussaina Abdullahi, your guide. In today's edition of the program, we shall bring you an interview with the Head Corporate Communications, Kaduna Electric, Malan Abdulaziz Abdullahi, who shall discuss the experience in the last 3.5 years, where the company was, where it is today, and where we hope to be in years to come. But before then, let's have the electricity news from my colleague Marwa Tariq.
Thank you, Hussaina. I am Marwa Tariq. Now the headlines. Chief Technical commends Kebbi State Government for prompt settlement of bills. Kaduna Electric donates food item to less privileged and orphanages. And now the news. The Chief Engineering and Technical Service Officer, Engineer Bello Musa, has commended the Kebbi State Government for its prompt payment of electricity bills, describing the action as exemplary and highly beneficial to the people of the state. In an interview with Kaduna Electric Watch in his office recently, Engineer Bello Musa described the Kebbi State Government as a loyal customer and urged other states in our franchise area to copy the reciprocal gesture of the state. According to him, if the governments play their own part and pay their bills and customers also pay their bills, we would have more supply and less problems, because we have seen the work in Kebbi State where they enjoyed a minimum of 20 to 22 hours of supply. He has also charged all the staff of Kaduna Electric to learn from Yawuri Service Center, who came second in the overall performance of service centers during the just concluded reward and recognition exercise carried out last month. Kaduna Electric donated food items, clothing, and other essential supplies to the less privileged members of the society, mostly widows and orphans, in High Damani and High Regasa, all in Igabi local government area of Kaduna State. A statement signed by the head of corporate communications of the company, Abdulaziz Abdullahi, described the gesture as a response to the company's long-established tradition of providing support and assistance to communities within the company's franchise area. Mala Abdulaziz said the action is in line with the corporate social responsibility policy of the company to give back to the society and support the developmental aspiration of the host communities. A community leader, Alhaji Muhammad Sarkin Arewa, who represented the district head of Rigasa during the presentation, commended the electricity distribution company for the act of generosity. He described the gesture as timely and very much needed given the socio-economic situation of the country, and called on other corporate organizations and well-meaning individuals to emulate Kaduna Electric and the exemplary conduct. In a related development, the company staff also donated clothing, food items, and toiletries to some students of Government Girls College, Kao, Kaduna, who are also IDP camped in the college. Receiving the items on behalf of the beneficiaries, the principal of the college, Hajia Rekia Ismail Ahmed, thanked the management and staff of Kaduna Electric for the kind gesture and called on other organizations to support the students. According to her, these children are orphans and we must collectively support them and ensure that they have qualitative education every child deserves. Similarly, the company's staff donated food items, toiletries, and clothing to Jam'iyyar Matan Arewa and Adonai orphanages, all in Kaduna. Speaking on behalf of the proprietors of the orphanages, Hajia Mariam expressed their appreciation and thanked the management of the staff of Kaduna Electric for the compassionate act. That's all for the news. Thank you. Over to you, Hussein Abdullahi.
Energy theft, yo. We no good, yo.
Go they come out every week, they carry an illegal connection of electricity. Hey! For those people when they cut their life. Hey!
Illegal what? Illegal reconnection of electricity and meter bypass.
Why they shout?
What should I do? Okay. My friend, when I stand up, go no tax for you, Papa. I beg, tell him make him tell you. Tell him make him tell you the new business idea where he carry come say we go do it, they will give us school money.
Now which kind of business is that?
Say we go enter street, go dey do illegal reconnection of electricity and meter bypass. Say he go still buy smartphone and designer t-shirt. This big head.
You know Grace? Illegal waiting. Meter bypass. My friend, nothing like pool money for you or smartphone. Rather, you go earn ticket to your grave or prison.
Energy theft, yo. We no good, yo.
Anybody where you catch, when they do illegal reconnection and meter bypass,
Report to the police or generally carry and go Kaduna Electricity Office. Oh yeah.
Welcome back. After about 50 years of government ownership and management of the nation's power assets, the nation almost unanimously resolved that the much needed efficiency and stability of power supply cannot be attained if the trend continues. More investment in infrastructural development is needed. New innovations and technology are needed. Greater efficiency in management of both human and material resources are also needed. This made the transformation and subsequent privatization of the generation and distribution layers of the value chain imperative. We are almost 4 years since the private entrepreneurs have taken the driver's seat. How far have we gone?
I am Hadisa Idris, and I have with me in the studio Head of Corporate Communications, Abdulaziz Abdullahi.
My pleasure.
Sir, what do you think are the major challenges facing the company?
Yeah, some of the challenges that we have been battling with in the past 3 going to 4 years has been essentially the inadequate supply that we receive from the national grid. As you are aware, we cover Kaduna, Sokoto, Zamfara, and Kebbi states, and on a daily basis we require a minimum of 700 to 800 megawatts. But unfortunately what we get is on average 200, 250 megawatts. That is sufficiently fiercely inadequate to cater for the needs of all these customers. This what we receive is not even enough to service Kaduna State. Kaduna State alone requires like 350 megawatts daily. So this is a very big challenge. This has forced us to continuously load shed. By that I mean that we will have to give some parts of the town for some hours supply and then deny others, and then after a while we switch, so that each and every customer will have some form of supply. This is a very big challenge, and until supply improves to the extent that we can have enough to give our customers adequate supply, the challenge will still be there. But we are still doing all that we can so that we see that the little that we have, we are able to distribute to as many customers as possible. And then secondly, the second challenge I would say is that of the apathy of customers. That also tied to that is the issue of vandalism, the issue of energy theft. These are very big challenges until we get to a stage where customers realize that this commodity that we give them, we buy it ourselves and we rely on the money that they pay us to be able to service the value chain. Until we get to that stage, we will still be having difficulty in actually providing adequate service. It's the money that we receive from customers that we are supposed to use to improve our infrastructure, purchase meter, ensure that customers have meters, and then also do all the other overheads that we are supposed to do as a company. And out of that also, we also need it to pay for the energy we buy from Embed and also to the market operator. So I think if we have been consistently trying to sensitize customers on the need for them to pay their bills as and when due, and in fact this is one platform that we have also created so that we will be able to reach to our customers and enlighten them about the need for prompt payment of bills. I hope that they will heed this call and continue to service their bills as and when due.
Okay. You know, a lot of customers have been complaining of overbilling. What is the company doing to provide sufficient meters?
We have always said that any customer who receives a bill that he disputes, that he feels he has been overbilled, he can report it to any of our service centers closest to him, or at an area office, or even at the head office, so that our team will go and reassess his load in his home to determine exactly what he has consumed in the month. And we reiterate this call to customers so that this opportunity is open. Anybody who feels that he has been overbilled has the opportunity to come forward, and so that we can address the issue. And then regarding metering, unfortunately we cannot promise that each and every customer will be metered in the nearest future, but we are doing the very best we can to see that within the limited resources that we have provided meters for customers. And thankfully, the federal government has stepped in also, seeing that there is this huge metering gap. The federal government has stepped in and come up with a policy, the meter asset provider, which will also help. These are independent meter providers. They will come and assist the discos in providing meters for customers. So I hope that this twin approach, both ours and that of the meter asset providers, will help in bridging the metering gap.
What message do you have to critical stakeholders?
Like I had earlier said, we need the buy-in of customers. We need them to service their bills as and when due. And we also, on our part, promise that we will continue to provide the service that they require within the limited resources that we have. And we will also call on the federal government to continue to support the power sector. It's less than 5 years since privatization. It's not enough time for the government to hands off the sector. We are not saying that it should pump money into the sector, but it needs to provide enabling environment for the businesses to thrive. Now they are in the hands of private operators, so they need all the support that they can get from government. So I think once this is done, it will help the sector to grow, and then with that, the efficiency that is needed to drive it forward.
You mentioned vandalism and energy theft. So what is the company doing to address such problems?
This has been a very major bottleneck as far as providing adequate power supply to customers is concerned. It's a very worrying trend, and unfortunately we are not getting the kind of support that we need from customers. But we will continue to appeal, we will continue to draw their attention to the fact that vandalism and energy theft are a huge drawback on our operations, and it makes it impossible for us to provide services as customers would expect. It's a huge drain on our resources. With every transformer that is vandalized, we lose hundreds of thousands of naira. Monies that we would have used to improve our services elsewhere would have to now pump into fixing those transformers. And also the issue of energy theft is also another major challenge. And customers, we have been calling on them to realize that once you allow your neighbor to be stealing energy, you unfortunately, inadvertently, will be bearing the brunt. We will have to be the one to pay for that energy that he is stealing. So we need customers to realize that and also expose anybody who is engaged in such activities. We have been doing a lot of community sensitization and engagement as far as the issue of vandalism is concerned, and we have been calling on community leaders and youth leaders and religious leaders for them to sensitize the customers to know that vandalism and energy theft is just like is the same thing, is on the same scale as you going to steal a property that is not yours. So once I think, and thankfully some of these people that we have been engaging have been responding. I mean, the response has been good in that regard, and we hope that it will go down and then people will begin to have a rethink of the way they perceive and the way they handle electrical equipments in their communities.
I believe the law enforcement agents have a critical role in this issue.
Yes, they do, and we have been working closely with them, both the police and the civil defense, and also even the military police. They have been very close allies of us, and we have been working together. And through their efforts, we have made some arrests, thankfully, and they have led to prosecutions and also sentencing of some of these vandals, which is great news to us. And thankfully, some of these arrests were even with the help of some community members. We thank them for the effort, and we urge them to continue to give us the support. Our installations are spread all over the 4 states. Unfortunately, we don't have the manpower to monitor them day in, day out. So we need the support of communities to see these installations as their own, to realize that once these installations are tampered with, they're actually the ones who will suffer. They're actually the ones who will be in darkness, and they should also expose those who are perpetrating these sad acts. I know that these are people who are part of the community. They are sons and brothers of residents of those communities, but we have to look beyond that. We have to look at the larger damage, the bigger picture, the damage that they are doing to the whole entire community, and try as much as we can to deter them from doing such acts. And also, just not long ago, about 2 months ago, we also engaged the judicial officers. We invited them to a retreat where we intimated them about the danger and the danger of vandalism and energy theft is having on our operations, and sought to get their buy-in so that stiffer penalties will be meted to those who are caught perpetrating these acts. And thankfully also they were able to pledge their support to us. They saw it as a call to, as a duty, as a national duty that they need to discharge, and hopefully that anyone who gets caught will be given stiffer penalties so that it will serve as a deterrent to others.
Abdulaziz, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you having me.
That has been our program today. But before we draw the curtain on the program, I wish to inform our esteemed viewers, customers, and other stakeholders alike that you can follow us and contribute to the program by sending your contributions, questions, complaints, or suggestions to our Twitter handle, Facebook page, all at Kaduna Electric. I assure you, on our subsequent editions, there shall be the feedback segment where viewers' contributions shall be read. On behalf of Kaduna Electric team, do have a wonderful time. Thank you.